How you doing, everybody? My name is Dr. Sami Baya. Please welcome back to my YouTube channel. How to handle a narcissistic ex who constantly forces you to react. That's the title of this video. Handling a narcissistic ex is not a piece of cake. It can be incredibly challenging, especially when they seem to constantly provoke you into reacting. Narcissists often seek validation, control, and emotional responses. And if they sense you're upset or engaged, they can use that as fuel for their behavior. Navigating this situation requires emotional intelligence, boundary setting, and a lot of patience. So in this video, I'm going to give you some strategies to deal with a narcissistic ex who constantly forces you to react. Number one, recognize the behavior. The first step in managing a narcissistic ex is to recognize their behavior for what it is. Narcissists thrive on attention and seek to manipulate emotions, often pushing your buttons just to elicit a reaction. Understanding that their goal is not necessarily to have a productive conversation, but to stir emotions can help you detach from the situation. The second way of dealing with a narcissistic ex who constantly forces you to react is don't take it personally. Narcissistic behavior often stems from deep insecurities, and the way they treat you isn't truly about you. It's important to remind yourself that their actions and words are a reflection of their need for power, not your worth. Keeping this in mind can make it easier to avoid taking their provocations personally. Number three is to establish firm boundaries. One of the most essential tools in dealing with a narcissistic ex is setting clear and non-negotiable boundaries. Narcissists will often test limits, pushing for more of your time, attention, or emotional investment. Define what you will and won't tolerate and stick to these boundaries without wavering. Whether it's limiting contact, not engaging in certain topics, or refusing to communicate through text or email, make sure your boundaries are clear. Narcissists want emotional reactions, so the best way to handle them is by keeping your emotions in check. This means not rising to the bait when they try to provoke you. Avoid getting defensive, angry, or upset, and instead remain calm and composed. The less emotional engagement you give, the less satisfaction they derive from the interaction. The grey rock technique is a strategy where you become as emotionally unresponsive as possible. When dealing with your narcissistic ex, try to be as neutral and bland as possible. Be like a grey rock. Don't give them drama. Don't give them excitement. Or don't give them personal information they can use against you. By appearing boring and uninteresting, you take away the ability to manipulate you. Limit or cut off contact. In many cases, especially if your narcissistic ex is continually trying to provoke you, limiting or cutting off contact is the most effective way to regain your peace. If communication is absolutely necessary, keep it brief, businesslike, and focused on logistics, avoiding any personal conversation or emotional exchanges. Don't respond to manipulative tactics. Narcissists often employ tactics such as gaslighting, guilt-tripping, or playing the victim in order to control your reactions. Recognize these strategies for what they are and don't fall into the trap of trying to reason with them. Responding to these tactics only fuels the narcissist's need for power and validation. Maintain emotional distance. Emotional detachment is crucial when dealing with a narcissistic ex. Try to detach yourself from any emotional investment in their actions or words. The more emotionally distant you are, the less likely you are to be manipulated or provoked. This emotional distance will also help you avoid feeling hurt by their behavior. Keep your responses brief and neutral. When communication is unavoidable, keep your responses short and very neutral. Narcissists will often look for long, drawn-out exchanges where they can extract more emotions from you. Avoid engaging in back and forth arguments. Keep everything focused on the necessary information and avoid venturing into personal or emotional territory. Narcissists often have these predictable patterns of behavior. Once you recognize how they typically operate, you can better anticipate their attempts to provoke you. They may play mind games. They may try to get you jealous. They may try to criticize you. By anticipating their tactics, you can be better prepared to maintain your composure and avoid getting trapped into reacting. Seek professional support. If you're struggling to cope with your narcissistic ex, speaking to a therapist or counselor can be incredibly helpful. A professional can help you understand your emotional responses, teach you coping strategies, and give you an objective perspective on the situation. This can be especially important if you're co-parenting or still have some necessary contact with the ex. Narcissistic exes often try to undermine your self-esteem to maintain control over you. It's crucial to protect your self-worth and not let their words or actions diminish how you see yourself. Reaffirm your value, spend time with people who support you, and engage in activities that make you feel good about yourself. Narcissists thrive on chaos, and they may attempt to lure you into arguments, power struggles, or drama-filled exchanges. Recognize this pattern and avoid playing into their hands. When they try to provoke you, refuse to engage in a dramatic response. Stay calm and composed, even if they try to escalate the situation. Stay focused on your own healing. It can be tempting to want closure or answers from a narcissistic ex, but often closure will not come from them. The key to healing is focusing on your own well-being and growth. Invest your time and energy into things that help you heal and move forward, whether it's self-care, friendships, or personal pursuits. If you're co-parenting with a narcissist, if you have children with a narcissistic ex, co-parenting can be very challenging. So set clear boundaries around your interactions and make communication as focused and objective as possible. Keep everything centered around the children's needs and avoid any emotional discussions. Using tools like a co-parenting app can help limit direct communication and reduce conflict. Avoid public confrontations. Narcissists often thrive in public confrontations because they can manipulate the situation to their advantage. They may exaggerate, lie, or act in ways that make you look bad. Avoid engaging in public disputes with your ex. If necessary, handle any issues privately and calmly. Make it a priority to set goals that focus on your emotional health. This may involve learning how to better cope with stress, developing healthier coping mechanisms, or working on letting go of resentment. Having clear personal goals can help you stay focused and resilient against any attempts your narcissistic ex makes to provoke you. Know when to walk away. Sometimes the most powerful way to deal with a narcissistic ex is to simply walk away if their behavior is becoming too toxic or harmful. And if you've tried everything to set boundaries, then it may be time to completely cut ties. Walking away might be necessary for your mental and emotional well-being. Avoid rehashing the past. Narcissists often want to rehash old arguments or bring up past issues to provoke a reaction. So avoid engaging in conversations that go back to old grievances or unresolved conflicts. Stick to present-day issues and make sure the conversation stays forward-focused. Prioritize your peace. Above all, prioritize your peace. Narcissistic exes can be a constant source of stress and emotional turmoil, but you're in control of how you react. Make choices that protect your mental, emotional, and physical health. Over time, as you stay grounded and detached, you will find that you can disengage more easily from the attempts to provoke you. In summary, handling a narcissistic ex who constantly forces you to react requires a blend of emotional detachment, boundary setting, and self-care. By staying calm, recognizing manipulation, and focusing on your own healing, you can reduce their power over you and reclaim your peace. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you've learned a thing or two. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you've not done so. Thank you.